What exactly does it mean when we talk about a heat wave, and how does it influence the power demand of India? A heat wave, in essence, refers to a prolonged period of unusually hot weather, which is much more than just a few days of intense sunshine. But what triggers such an extended hot spell, and how is it evaluated? For a phenomenon to be classified as a heat wave, it must meet certain meteorological criteria. Primarily, the temperature must outstrip the average maximum by at least 5 degrees Celsius for a period of at least 3 consecutive days. However, this is not all. The intensity, duration, and geographic extent of the heat event, along with the time of the year, play pivotal roles in its categorization as well. It's generally caused by high-pressure systems that can develop in different ways, one of them being a change in wind precipitation. During these high-pressure systems, the air becomes stagnant and is heated up more by the sun, leading to a heat wave. The implications of these extended heat spells on India's power demand are significant. As the country wrestles with climate change and an exploding population, its power resources experience extreme strain during these periods. The sweltering weather, sometimes exacerbated by high humidity, prompts people to consume more energy for cooling. So how does this phenomenon relate to India's power demand, particularly during heat waves? Heat waves, characterized by prolonged periods of excessively hot weather, can have a significant impact on the country's power demand. With rising temperatures, the need for cooling escalators. Everyday appliances like air conditioners, fans, and refrigerators are not just working harder to keep us chill, they are also consuming more electricity. The statistical data supports this narrative. For instance, a study by the Energy and Resources Institute found that an increase in temperature of just 1 degree Celsius in a day could lead to a 3 to 4% rise in electricity demand. And it's not just a hypothetical scenario. Take the case of May 2019, when several parts of India experienced a brutal heat wave, with temperatures soaring above 50 degrees Celsius. This 26.5% increase in power demand compared to the same period in 2018, straining the power grid to its limits. In India, a country where reliable power is often a privilege, this surge in demand can trigger massive power shortages and even widespread blackouts. The fallout is all too real. Disruptions to daily life, industries grinding to a halt, and businesses becoming inoperative. For instance, in the summer of 2012, India experienced one of the world's biggest blackouts, affecting an estimated 670 million people. That's more than half the population. These power outages not only interrupt the normalcy of citizens' lives, but also have significant economic impacts, further amplifying the socio-economic disparities. Thus, the impact of heat waves on power demand is not just a matter of discomfort, it's a pressing issue that can have far-reaching implications on the nation's economy and peoples. Furthermore, the amplified power requirements contribute to exacerbating the climate change crisis. This is because the majority of India's power supply is derived from coal, which is a carbon-emitting fossil fuel. The escalation in demand leads to a consequential increase in carbon emissions, intensifying the effect on global warming and contributing to an unending cycle of temperature increase and power demand spikes. But the implications go beyond just the environment. The augmented power demand also brings up a range of socioeconomic problems. The same heat waves that lead to a surge in electricity consumption can proliferate health risks, leading to a higher demand for healthcare services, often in regions where such services are inadequate or inaccessible. They can also affect sectors like agriculture, which is not only a primary source of livelihood for millions, but also a vital cog in the country's economy. This can lead to increased food prices, which has a direct impact on the cost of living, especially for low-income households. Moreover, as the country grapples with the power demand surge, the brunt of the power by the marginalized and economically disadvantaged communities, causing social inequalities to widen. Thus, the heat waves and the subsequent surge in power requirement represent not just environmental challenges, but multifaceted socio-economic issues that underline the urgent need for targeted and comprehensive solutions. To summarize, while heat waves and the resultant spike in power demand in India are indeed environmental concerns, they are also indicative of deeper socio-economic issues that require immediate and thoughtful intervention. In conclusion, a heat wave is a long-lasting event of extreme hot weather, which intensifies the demand for electricity as people scramble to keep their environments cool. In a densely habituated country like India, this can create a serious power shortage, leading to disruptions in daily life and a potential blow to the economy. Moreover, it can exacerbate the already urgent crisis of global warming. This issue is of immediate concern, and it calls for a comprehensive strategy that goes beyond mere discussion. It's time we take concerted action towards sustainable electricity production. This is an opportunity to invest in renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power. They do not only provide a steady supply of power but also contribute to reducing greenhouse gases. Further, we need to promote and implement energy-efficient practices. Simple changes like switching to energy-saving appliances and light bulbs and optimizing the use of cooling devices can significantly reduce energy consumption. It's equally important to disseminate this information to as many individuals as possible. Lastly, our efforts need to be directed towards mitigating climate change, which is the root cause of these heat waves. Planting trees, reducing carbon emissions, and promoting a more sustainable lifestyle are just a few steps in this direction. The heatwave problem is complex, but with a comprehensive approach that encompasses sustainable electricity production, efficient energy use, and climate change mitigation, we can certainly make headway. It's time we turn this challenge into an opportunity for a sustainable future.